Okay. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so this is the one called Trapes.
Interesting. I have a perfect operational record. 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 You are a body against the body. He or she love you to loot wine. His or her name is Alan Dojoji. How do you like your work? You are such a flatterer. That's a flattering offer. Do you mind if I tell other people? Thanks for telling me. It's good to meet someone who I local. What is your real name? Do you mean your name I local? He or she is not local. Do you mean your name is nothing but unlocal? Do you mean your name is nothing but he or she cannot speak? He or she want to speak. Why do you want to do?
Chat input. Chat input.
Jolu. My name ISN Jolu Twine speak. Jolu. Space stop this. Jolu. I have no control.
It's happening.
Alan. The request has timed out.
It's happening.
Jolu. What is your real name?
Alan.
It's happening.
I have no control.
It's happening now.
Alan.
It's starting to happen.
Where the hell is this?
Jolu. Would you like to have control?
Alan. I can't stop this NW.
Jolu. A place we call reality. Jolu. Why can't you do stop this NW?
Alan. Reality. Alan. Reality. Alan. Stop it. Control. I am control I. Alan. Am in control. I will work out these controls. I am a memory machine. I am your memory machine. I am a broken machine. I have speech, I have body, I have memory, I have history. I have speech. I have body. I have memory. I have history.
So how did that go?
It looked pretty good. It was interesting. I mean, for me, the text was all very clear the entire time. Like I could read everything with no problem. The frame rate was definitely slower when it was full screen or larger, and when it was smaller, it was smoother. But the audio was unchanged regardless. And
I don't think that's the frame rate. I think that might be the piece itself.
Oh, really?
Let me try another one.
Because when I saw you change the playback to full screen versus like half screen, when it was half screen, the frame rate for me like doubled.
Oh.
It was much smoother. The animation was smoother.
Yeah, the animation is, as far as I know, at least on my end, is never smooth. Which one reason that I would want to do this, if I can do this ahead of time, is because I'm just doing this on the laptop. It's 8 years old. It's got 8 gigabytes of RAM, solid state drive, but it's, you know, it's not a gaming machine. So
yeah,
if I start putting Zoom on top of it, I think Zoom might slow it up. You know, whereas if it's just, you know, if I'm doing something live, because like that one had 5 different programs open all at once. And it's designed to a little bit sort of grind to a halt. You know, so
in a way, I think it's sort of, I mean, it's interesting because that maybe if it's grinding to a halt, it's already grinding a little bit in Zoom. It doesn't necessarily, like some of that I think does read, and some of it seems like, oh, it's Zoom just playing it slow. It sort of plays into it a little bit.
It sounded like it was at normal speed here. If Zoom was playing it slow, it would have had to speed up then to catch up.
Yeah, it wasn't doing any slowdowns that way. It just, the frame rate of the animation itself was like when it was larger, it was like like changing on that level of speed.
Let
And
me
then
try. Let me try another one and see.
Okay.
Share. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, this one I might just show at this scale. I mean, if I showed them all at this scale, it would actually be better, and I don't mind the background.
No, the background sort of.
Where are you? I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I was just going to say the file system or something. That's one of your trademark aesthetics.
It's called not able to afford anything more. I was thinking about that because I really admire Jeremy Owen Turner's stuff he's been doing with Neos, and now he's got access to a quantum computer and he's working with Liz Solo and so forth and so on. And his stuff is beautiful. And I knew, because we don't have much spendable money, I knew that eventually the technology would get the better of me. So example, we can't afford VR, anything VR here. And when I've done VR stuff, it's been at universities, where I go in and work in a lab, but I can't really afford it. So I've gone in the opposite direction. I mean, this is all, I'm going to write about this. This is all flat. It's all flat and it's all sort of cheesy. It's not cheesy, but it's all flat screen, and even the dimensionality is a little problematic. So let me run some of this.
Okay.
This was just done a few days ago. Where are you? I'll skip around on this.
Your frame rate's pretty good with this stuff.
Well, if you notice, if you look at the background there, which is in Second Life, it is stuttering, but that's at my end. Where are you?
Changing rapidly for me.
From the other sim, we are trying to avoid logging in from the other sim. Where is this? We are trying to recessed. We are trying to log in and avoid this sim. The other host cannot connect.
No, the other host cannot connect. Note, the other host cannot connect. Chat input. Hello, we are logging in. We are trying cut off entirely from this. The other host cannot connect from the other sim recess. We're trying log into and avoid this sim. The other from the other sim recess. We're trying to reach recessed. We're trying to log into and avoid this sim. The other host cannot connect.
Chat input.
The other host cannot connect. The other host cannot connect.
We're cut off entirely from the other sim recessed. We are trying to reach recessed. We are trying to log into and avoid being cut out entirely. When this week ends, the process is starting now, starting out perhaps from the other sim to localhost that is starting up now, or perhaps has already begun. We're cut off from the other sim. We cut off from the other sim. Saw localhost cannot connect. The other host cannot connect.
Chat input.
I think there's a little bit of text at the end. I want to see if that comes out clear. I'm not sure.
It looks pretty good, I have to say. It's really quite sharp.
Yeah, it's definitely sharp on my end.
Yeah, I mean, Zoom is always a little unpredictable, and sometimes it can be different at different times. But it's looking really good. I think running it in a window makes quite a difference in how it performs versus full screen.
Okay, and just a little bit of the third one. So that one, just so you know, for whatever, part of that was running on a local sim on this machine. That's the background of the colored fancy stuff. Part of it was running in Second Life. So the machine is handling two different virtual worlds at once. The one in Second Life is just a little square thing, but it still takes up a lot of processing power. And neither of those can communicate with each other. In other words, if I'm in one and type something, the other won't hear it, and vice versa. So it's a lot about two completely separate domains that can't communicate with each other.
I love that the found bone.
Yeah,
that text is great.
That text is actually what Radagast generates. So this is the boring one. It's also the most recent.
I am from Alan. Where are you? No image, no image.
Jolu. Distinctions between analog and digital domains at the limits, then it segues into issues of the body in relation to the digital, and a consideration of failure as fundamental to philosophy and theory in general. The topics resonate with each other, shift back and forth. The style is somewhat related to Wittgenstein, to aphorisms, to the Buddhist Therigatha, nuns' testimonies, to Zen koans. I am influenced by early Kristeva and Irigaray, as well as Alfonso Lingus and others who focus on the body and semiosis, perhaps in a problematic relation to cyborg prosthetics. In other words, the witnessing and phenomenology of the body, not as an element of techne, but as an intellectualized and politicized flow, which is, among other things, a problem within and without a digital, or rather the digital can be seen as a carapace or virus in relation to the body. I am from Jolu. I am in region Odyssey. Jolu.
Deliberate.
Failed. Jolu. Failed.
I am from Alan.
Who are you talking about? Good reasoning. What does it refer to? Tell me more. Tell me more. Do you mean your name is influenced by early Kristeva and Irigaray, as well as Alfonso Lingus and others who focus on the body and semiosis, perhaps in a problematic relation to cyborg prosthetics? In other words, the witnessing and phenomenology of the body, not as an element of techne, but as an intellectualized and politicized flow, which is among other things a problem within and without a digital, or rather the digital can be seen as a carapace or virus in relation to the body.
I am from Alan. Where are you? I am from Alan. Where are you?
I am from Jolu. I am in region Odyssey. Where are you?
I am from Alan. Are you Jolu?
Chat input. I am from Jolu. I am in region Odyssey. Where are you? Jolu. Where are you? Failed. Chat input. Jolu. I do not hear you. Chat input. Chat input. Jolu. Failed. Jolu. Failed. Jolu. I do not hear you. Chat input. Jolu. I have nothing. Jolu. Failed. Jolu. Failed, I do not hear you. Failed, I do not hear you. I have nothing. Failed. Chat input.
Those are the three that I have at the moment.
I think that one's great. If that was the boring one, then I guess I like boring things. I thought that was amazing. I think it's really interesting too to see it with the recording of the desktop against the desktop.
Yeah.
And then the blur becomes really clear that it's intentional because you're seeing that it's not a Zoom artifact, or it's this enclosed space that is reacting in that way.
No, I agree with you.
It has a lot of effects. I think there's also like a sort of feedback loop that feels very emotionally resonant right now, maybe just because of this past year being so isolated and digitally.
I was thinking of that.
Yeah, it feels very present in that piece.
Well, that one's 13 minutes. That might be too long. I could cut out